welcome back to another video. This is going to be a little bit of a tough love and something that I've realized with what sets different women apart, men too, people apart. And that is, it's always seemingly the little things that make the biggest difference, but it's always little things that are sometimes the hardest things to do, to implement, to change, to believe in, to even see, okay, what's the point in doing this when I think the answer should be to totally redo everything. And so, for example, in my life, I had a period where I was thinking, okay, I need thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to feel better, to show up better, to answer all of my problems, to pay all my bills, blah, blah, blah. And in order to do that, I've got to have some hustle, grind, scheme, 2 and 3 jobs, or, something going for myself. Or maybe once I get the degree or once I get the high paying job that I'll be able to see the change that I think I need. Oh, there's an ant in here. The change that I think I need to see to be happy. That's going to equal, so I say all that to say, I believe that the money, the dollar amount, all the zeros and all the commas would equal all these things. But really what I found was that I could change in the moment. I could change the next day, within the hour, within the week, within the month, with what I already had. And it started with my self-talk, my thoughts, and my daily habits, and how I felt about myself in the present. Because you realize that it's not always conditional. It's not always, okay, get the guy or get the dollar amount, get this, get that, and then all of your prayers are answered. And so what happens is that people learn that, wow, I am the change that I need to see. And what steps do I need to take to do that? For everyone, it looks different. And that's where I am such an advocate for life coaching, not just because I'm a life coach, but I came to a point where it's like, okay, therapy was therapeutic when I needed to talk about the past, my pain, my disappointment, my failures, all the things that I believe were my shortcomings, all the things that I believe that I had messed up, and, just all of the things that it's done, it's over. Sad as it sounds, boo-hoo, okay. But now what do I want to do? What do I need to do? What's next? What's going to, elevate me? What's going to take me to the next level? What's going to propel me? What's going to make me feel like, okay, I can do these basic steps to do the next thing, the best thing, show up for myself. And that was the conversation I had to have with myself. No one could make me ready. No one could pull me up. No one could push me forward. No one could say, you got to do this. You got to try. I was self-motivated because I had already looked at myself in the mirror enough to be like, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of the old Ashley. I'm sick and tired of talking about what I think everybody else did, what role he played, how this happened, that happened. And so my point in this video is that divides the people that succeed, the women that succeed, the single mothers that surpass these boxes and limitations, the women that say, and okay, so what? I'm single. Okay, and yeah, what? So what? He wants to divorce me. And so what? Okay, I got laid off because I know what I think I can do to surpass this, where this doesn't define me. This doesn't stop me. This doesn't limit me. But those people have to think that for themselves. So, you lose a lot of momentum behind improving when you are your own ball and chain. You're in your own way. You are your own roadblock. You are your own stumbling block. You are your own everything, because you don't even see the benefit in changing the little things to get the biggest impact. And that is what is the most important thing, because you don't get thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars overnight. You look at what you want to accomplish, a plan, a system, blah, 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 and you build around that and you grow to that. And then it seems like it's overnight when it starts to happen, when everything is in place and you can hit go. Let's think about how people assemble cars. Okay, there's a lot that goes into making a car go. But the day that you're ready to go to the lot and buy that car, you're not worried about all of the bits and pieces that went to make that car a reality, much less go even further back, the hundreds of years that automobiles have been, in the world. Okay, the visionaries and the science and the failed attempts to get the system down to even make the car. How does it run on gasoline? How do the gears and the shifts and all these things, how does all that work? You don't care. That's not your forte. All you know is, look, I pay the money, or I got this gift. When I push start, that thing's going to go and it's going to take me wherever I want to go. You don't care, but we know that behind the scenes, it was a whole world that went into that moment of it being so streamlined and quick for you. And so your money allowed you the luxury of experiencing that car and all the bells and whistles, all the technology, all of the things that make it a whole experience. You know what I mean? So if you take that same example and you apply it to your life, okay, you know that you can and will and are capable of getting to the point where something seems like, wow, boom, it finally, everything clicked, everything aligned. Everything is like, my fingers aren't aligned, but you know what I mean. There you go. Everything is matching up and it's ready to go. But prior to that point, you have been doing all of the groundwork. Oh, we can use a house for an example. These gorgeous homes, you want to be a homeowner, or you want to, move into this complex, a condo, townhouse, whatever. Well, years prior to you picking this house, there was a development team. There was an architect, okay? There was a building company that broke ground, that dug the layers and laid the foundations and ran the piping and did all the things that are fundamental in you enjoying your house. You don't care about all that. You didn't study architecture. You didn't study, construction and all that stuff. You don't care about that. You're like, as long as my house is what it is and has my high ceilings and my, whatever features that I picked out, it's the same in your personal life. It's the same with your personal goals. Do not look up and be the very thing that's in your own way because you think that it's going to take all this major stuff. Sometimes it's how we think about ourselves. Like I said, talk to ourselves, and the small habits that we do every day that keep us growing a little slower. So there's a balance in the patience. There's a balance in the process. Of course, these things take time, but don't waste time on holding yourself back. That's the difference. And life coaching is the thing that helps you realize, okay, where you need to make the change and where you can then plan the next phase and then the next phase and the next phase. But you are very, very willing. You're very, very like, okay, I'm ready. You're very, very like, you're very motivated. You're like, I'm there. I'm not thinking about anything or anyone else because I know what I want. I just may not know all of the steps of how to get there, but I'm really willing to do the work. If you can imagine someone saying, I want to lose 300 pounds, and you say, okay, great. So let's start with looking at, what do you do every day? And you're like, well, I watch TV. I go from my bed to my sofa. And then when it's time to go to bed, I go back to bed. I don't really, I'm not very active. And then they're like, okay, so that's your activity. Tell us what you eat. What's your diet? Like, I drink soda, I like this, I like that. But that's about it. I don't really like water, or I'm not much of a cook, so I don't know how to make vegetables or anything. So that's that. And I was like, okay, well, what's, how do you think about your goal? Like, what do you say you want to lose 300 pounds? Like, how does that make you feel? Like, are you excited about it? Are you eager? Are you just like, I hope I can do it. I guess I can do it. I don't know. And you're just like, okay, we got to go all the way back to the drawing board, because if I tell you, so we're going to have to get a little bit more active. You're going to have to walk around the block go to the gym, maybe start slow with some swimming, some yoga, something gentle, nothing too, excessive. And then you work up to, the gym as far as weights and, high intensity, whatever. And then you say, okay, and then we're going to have to also then start looking at your diet. You're going to have to eat some vegetables. You're going to have to learn how to meal prep. You're going to have to learn how to set some things up so when you get hungry, you reach for the healthy snacks. Okay. And then when you talk about yourself, when you talk about your goals, you say, I know I can do this. I made these many strides today, and I'm going to celebrate that I ate a salad over a bag of chips. And on my cheat day, I can have this, super healthy, sugar-free cupcake because, that's me celebrating doing what I knew I had to do throughout the week. But if you're just like, I'm not doing any of that. I don't know what you're talking about. I just told you I don't like vegetables. I ain't finna walk nowhere. Look, if I can't sit on the couch and lose these pounds and eat what I want to eat, then, I guess it's just not gonna happen. Two very different types of people that want the same things, two different conversations, but you say you want this goal, but one is motivated and saying, okay, I hear you saying what I need to do, so I guess I'll try it, versus saying, all right, I hear what you say I have to change from day to day and I ain't about it. So who's going to get there? It's not about how hard the losing the 300 pounds is. Are you willing? Are you in your own way, or are you the person that's like, yeah, no. So this can I give those examples about the house, driving, and weight loss, because it transfers into how you see yourself as a woman, as a Black woman in 2023 in America. It transfers how you think of yourself in the dating realm. It transfers how you think of yourself as an individual. Or do you think you're enough, or do you think you need to be codependent? Are you, how do you view yourself as a mother? How you view yourself in the relationship you're already in? Do you feel like you are deserving? Or do you feel like, you have to always work hard for everything you get? Do you think that, you need plastic surgery to be that girl? Or are you enough and you just don't even know how to play and draw your own natural beauty? Do you feel like with your education and your experience, you can figure out how to make money in the now? Or do you need something to validate you, something external that's way out there? And it's okay to have an academic goal. It's okay to want higher education, but you have to boil it back down to, do you want it, or does your mom want it? Is he in your ear, or is that something that you want to do? We have to ask ourselves these questions. And again, look at, are we in our own way? Are we holding ourselves back? Because sometimes, 9 times out of 10, is not our circumstances. 9 times out of 10 is not our partner that's just not loving us enough. It's us. 9 times out of 10, it's not that job. It's not the 300 pounds. It's not anything like that. It's you. It's me. It was me. And I had to self-coach myself. I had to tell myself a different story. I had to get up off my butt. I had to write a different plan. I had to try and do a little bit every day to reach the goals, to do the things, to grow to the next level. And then I changed the circumstances. I changed my reality. So it's not easy, but it's necessary. And I think sometimes that's where people kind of drop the ball. And even if your answer right now is to, you might not need to hire a life coach. There's so much information and books written and systems and programs and things like that, but people don't stick to them. And they're not dedicated enough. They're not resilient enough. They're not focused enough. They fall off. They let themselves fall off. You see a book, 10-step program, 5-step this, 3 program that, whatever. And it's like, if you were to follow that thing, wait a minute, all the way through, wait a minute, baby, how different would you be? But can you do that? Can you do that? So, just a little tough love there. Just some perspective, because it's not easy, but I had to do it. And I realized that I self-coached all those years. And then when I got to the point where I was like, okay, if I did invest in myself in another way, what does that look like? And so I decided to invest in a mentor on the real estate side. I'm like, okay, I've made money. I know how to have a business. I know what to do. I know how to hustle and grind. But now I want to learn from someone and go through this process with someone that has a level of expertise that I don't have. So I invested in that, in her knowledge and in her scope. And I'm glad that I did. But I'm also already self-motivated. I'm already self-focused. So I don't need her to tell me, did you do your homework? Did you, learn this and learn that? Hold on, baby, I'm making a YouTube video. You know what I mean? Like to get to where I want to be financially, okay, with my real estate. She didn't have to tell me to do that. I'm like, I'm already on it. I've worked ahead in the course. You see the difference? Instead of someone saying, well, I guess I would invest in some type of training or learning this information. But I heard that real estate, is too expensive. And there was the bubble and the bubble burst or whatever they call it. A couple years back, and I heard that it's kind of hit or miss. And my dad had a good friend that never really had much success with real estate, and so he sold all his properties. Or I heard that rentals are so expensive, people don't even want to rent anymore. And I heard so you're already talking against it, and you haven't even got started. You're on your own way. You see what I'm saying? There's going to be two different clients in her course. One client is going to just talk against everything that could even be possible. And I'm going to be over here like, all right, now what are we going to do? Because I believe in myself, and I believe in this knowledge, and I believe in working through it to get it where it needs to be. So don't find out where you're doing that in your personal life and in different areas of your life. Don't beat yourself up if you notice that you do that. You have a tendency to do that. Just identify and write down where you want to make the change. And if you need help, get the help. YouTube, find a book, find a podcast, find other women that are going through what you're going through to get some perspective, because you don't know what you don't know. And so you can't make the change if you don't first identify and then recognize and then say, okay, I'm going to start leaning into that. You know what I mean? And it's okay. It's okay. I mean, it's if the issue is if you stop learning, period. Not that you have something to learn, because there's always something to be learned. There's always something to be known, and that's the beauty in discovery, So the day that you stop learning is the day that you close your eyes on this earth. And, that's how I see that. So, like I said, don't beat yourself up. Just food for thought. And until the next one, good luck to you all out there. I am happy to talk to anyone out there that is interested in just throwing some ideas back and forth and picking my brain. I do love helping women really just find their inner compass and find their inner voice. Is something that I'm very passionate about, because like I said, I had to do it for myself. And that also translated into impacting my daughter's lives and improving just our whole everything. And so I know if I can do it, you can do it. And so until the next one, peace. Bye.